Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's been quite a week around here. I have been testing out the It's My Pleasure palette from Colourpop. When I saw it on their website, I really wanted to get it and try it out to do a bunch of Valentine's looks because it has these beautiful purpley pink color. I had a lot of fun with this palette, but there were some things I noticed as I was doing my looks. And number one is that there's not a huge variety of looks you can get from this palette. There's 3 matte shades: Sleeper, Fanfic, and Kitten Fish. And I don't know, I have a new camera, so I'm trying out it. There's this really beautiful, more neutral color called Pretty Cruel, and I love it. I don't know, I'm gonna try this. I love it because there's like some flecks of gold in it that just kind of transforms it a little bit. So then we have some great metallic or shimmery shades. There's 5 of them, varying on the degree of, you know, how much glitter there is in it. I'd say the least glittery is Chicklet, and it's a deep, deep purple. And then we also have Bare Minimum, which is a pretty kind of maroony color. It's showing up a little purple on my camera, but it's really more of a pinky maroon. Dew or Doe is another kind of purple, but lighter. And then Earthshine might be my favorite color. It's kind of dual chrome, and it almost has a tiny bit of blue aqua in it. I have it on the inner corner of my eyes. I'm not sure if you can see that. And I found I really liked doing that with these looks, was putting it kind of just along the inner corner, blending out towards the center to just give it a little change. And then Mr. Sandman is beautiful as well. It's kind of more of a rose gold, really pretty color. I did have some camera issues halfway throughout the week, so at least one of my Get Ready With Me morning videos, I'm hand holding my phone because I was so excited to do this palette and to get it up in time for Valentine's Day and do some great Valentine's looks. I was not going to give up, despite camera issues, my tripod broke, all kinds of crazy things. All right, day one, I started out with maybe my favorite color of the palette, which is odd because it's the most neutral color. It's called Pretty Cruel. It's the color that is pretty transformative. Sometimes it looks pink. Sometimes it looks like it does in the palette. It's a pretty kind of skin-colored taupey shade with gold flecks. And next I went and used Fanfic, which is the pink matte shade. I put it on my crease, blending it up slowly toward my eyebrow. I used a smaller blending brush, more of a dense brush to do this. I kind of wanted to see if I could get a good concentrated crease color. I wasn't planning on using a lot of the glittery shades today, the shimmery shades today. So I kind of wanted to create some impact by concentrating the color. And then I used Kitten Fish, and I put it all over the eyelid, again, kind of keeping this first color more of a neutral matte color. I really like Kitten Fish. It's beautiful. It's lavender, nice and soft. It has some good color payoff too, as you can see. And then, keeping it simple again, I just wanted to line my eyes with Sleeper. It's the darkest color in the palette. It is kind of a maroon, purpley maroon color, almost veering towards the brown side. And I just used my angled liner brush. I did not use any setting spray. I kind of wanted a very soft look. I didn't want anything too defined. But then I couldn't resist all these shimmers, so I did decide to put a little bit of bare minimum of the five shimmer shades in this palette. It's the pinkest, kind of a purple maroon pink color. A lot of these shimmers seem very duochrome to me as well, but this one kind of is the closest to pink. And I just lightly put it over my eyeliner. And there's my finished look. Nice and simple. And day 2, I started with Fanfic, again in the crease. This time I used a more fluffy brush. I think this is my favorite kind of fluffy brush. It is really great at diffusing the shadow while blending it all over. It's nice and fast and quick. I use it quite often. You'll probably see me use it all the time. And for the life of me right now, I cannot remember where I got these brushes, this brush set from, but I will put it in the description box. And then again, Pretty Cruel, because I just can't resist that color. I wanted to see how light it was, if I could put it on softly, because there really wasn't any highlight color for under the brows. And I quickly realized it's a little too dark for that, so I was very careful and kind of just put enough where I could get some of those gold flecks up there. And then I decided to use the purple shimmery glittery shade. It's called Do or Dough. This one definitely has a duochrome look to it. It has some blue in it. It's really pretty when the light catches it. And I really, really liked it with Fanfic. And I again decided to use Sleeper. This time I was going to try to just do a smudgy liner look, blending it into the crease to give it a little bit of a smoky eye, define the crease a bit more. And in doing this, I kind of ended up just playing back and forth with Sleeper and Fanfic, building up the pink again with my fluffy brush a little bit above the crease, kind of deepening that color, and then going back in with Sleeper and making a smoky eye. And so I decided then it really did kind of need a liner. I didn't want to just leave the eyes unlined, and I didn't want to go in and do the powder liner again. So after some cleanup with my beauty blender, one of my favorite tricks in doing that cleanup is to use the beauty blender. I lined my eyes, put on some mascara, and this is my finished look.
Pleasure palette, and my tripod broke. So I'm gonna try to continue to film. I'm hand holding my phone, and yeah, I'm having trouble looking at the camera, I guess. We'll just see how this goes, and hopefully this video still goes up and looks good, because I was really excited about it. Oh well, here we go.
In my haste to figure out what I was doing, I forgot to show actually the colors I was using. But I started with Fanfic, that matte pink shade. I wanted to make it nice and deep today, so I used my angled brush. I love this brush because you can go wide on the edge and slowly kind of work your way in towards the crease. It makes it really easy to do that blending without having it go all over. And I just wanted a nice pinky color.
I think I might kind of keep it simple today because this is a little hard.
All right, so then I decided to put some Do or Dough. It's a medium purple shade, shimmery shade, onto my eyelid. Just nice and lightly. I didn't want to go over the crease or anything. And then I hadn't played with Earthshine, a color that really intrigued me. It's a light pink, but it has this dual chrome quality to it. Goes between purple, pink, and blue. And I really liked this look. It was fun and pretty. And then day 4, I kind of started out with the same formula as the other day. I was just flustered after everything had happened. I hadn't figured out a way to set up my camera yet. So this is a good trick or tip anyway. This palette is not easy to make a lot of different looks out of, but you can just change things subtly. So even though I'm using Kitten Fish in my crease, and then again, I go in with Pretty Cruel on my eyelid, I do a couple things different to give me a slightly different look. As I struggled to film a video that looked good. My apologies, guys. So Pretty Cruel going on the eyelid. Again, just really trying to keep it simple since I was so kind of flustered and having a difficult week. And trying to figure out what to do. Okay, so I then took, Earthshine, that dual chrome color. And this time just kind of put it lightly all over the lid, kind of trying to bring out Pretty Cruel, enhance it a little bit, make it more exciting while still kind of keeping the look simple. So that's how I changed it from the previous day, just doing something a little different. And then because it was a very simple look, I decided to see how Sleeper would do more as a crease shade, kind of deepen it up. If you remember, I think on day 2, I used my pencil brush to smoke it out. And this time I'm using kind of a fluffy crease brush. It's small, so it concentrates the color nicely, but it's great in the crease when you don't want to pack on a ton. And this look ended up being one of my favorites. I love how simple it is. I felt it was very sweet and pretty, and I think this is what I'm wearing for Valentine's Day. All right, day 5, I'm like, come on, you've got to step up your game. You've done such simple looks. You got flustered and crazy. I figured out a way to get my camera in the correct spot by tying it. And so while I kind of start out basic and simple with Kitten Fish in the crease and Pretty Cruel on the eyelid, I kind of started to get into the momentum of everything. And you'll see I went for a definitely more bold look. Sorry, guys, I'm struggling to talk. I had not used Chiclet yet. And so I decided to go ahead and pack that on the lid, and I wanted to kind of bring it up past the crease line a bit, try to see how deep I could get the color. As I said in a previous video, I'm really not good at the cut crease. I like it. I think it looks wonderful on people. It's not something I excel at. My channel is kind of more of looks for the everyday person who maybe doesn't have time to do elaborate looks while still trying to have fun with makeup. So it didn't really work out the way I wanted. So that's why I just took Kitten Fish and my small blending brush and kind of blended out the lines so it was nice and soft and smoky. And then I'm going and putting Bare Minimum on the outer corner of my eyelid and Earthshine on the inner corner of my eyelid. And then, as if the tripod and the camera attachment wasn't enough, my phone stopped recording. So I had to leave and go get my kids, and I bought a camera and filmed my intro and outro the next day, which is what you're going to see. So my makeup looks slightly different than what I did on day 5. All right, guys, I just wanted to jump back on here and let you know the basics of what I used for products for the rest of my face. I used this week the Perfection Lumiere Velvet from Chanel. It's one of my favorites. I love it. It's so easy, quick and easy. My eyes this week were the Ciate Wonderwand mascara. I have a sample of it I got. And the problem with using samples, which I use a lot because I get them, is I feel like you don't necessarily get the true feel for the product. Sometimes the wand is a little funky to use, hard to use. I think the formula tends to dry out super quick because it's so small. So while I really liked the brush on this, it's kind of like the Too Faced brush, better than Sex brush, but I don't know, the formula gave me some difficulties. I have this like bald patch right here in my
on my eyelashes, and usually I can just kind of fluff up my eyelashes to kind of cover it, but I was struggling to do that with this. Again, my concealer was Maybelline Pro-Glo, and my powder has been the CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Powder. I really like this pressed powder. And my eyebrows have been the Anastasia brow powder. So I like those. And blush this week, I've been using the Too Faced Peach My Cheeks in Peach Berry. I'm not a huge fan of cream products. I do find them a little hard to use, especially since I do have some acne and scarring. I really like to get my foundation on, get my powder on, so everything is stays in place, and then put on my bronzer, blush, highlighter, that kind of stuff. And with cream products, you know, I cover up what little imperfections I want to cover up, and then I put this on and it erases it. So I'm obviously doing something wrong, or maybe it just is cream products are not great for people who have some skin issues. And then my highlighter, I've been using the Makeup Revolution strobe lighting palette. It has these 3 highlights in it. They're fun to use. I don't think they're the greatest highlighter. They're a little powdery. The payoff is not necessarily that great. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you have a wonderful Valentine's week. I hope you get some great eye looks. If you do decide to try this palette, let me know in the comments what your favorite combinations are from the eyeshadow. And I will see you next week with a new video, a new palette. Please subscribe, click the like button if you enjoyed my video, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye!